Hey guys, how's it going? So I was thinking about the whole what really matters thing today. And Ned, just a second. Ned! Anyway, yep. What really matters in this day and age is a lot of people panicking. Again, I said keep calm. You work yourself up in a tizzy. What matters to me? Rubber, obviously. Hey Bella. Yeah, Puppo, who's I would show him to you, but he's kind of peeing at the moment, doing doggo things. And family and friends. Now I see a lot of people, they're lamenting about a lot of things, and I'm like, well, okay, so what really matters to you? Like, it's very telling. When push comes to shove, what really matters? Your family, your friends, your loved ones, a few basic things, or is it absolutely essential that you've got to go to the beach, or you've got to do whatever it is? I understand maintaining some semblance of normalcy is actually really good. Having a good routine, particularly these days, is very calming. But you can establish new routines. Now, let me put it this way: it's much better for you to establish new routines and think about how, when this is all over, how you can integrate some of that or change it back to your other old routines. I mean, taking your time to assess what did and didn't work for you before is probably a good time, because there's a lot of things going on. But yeah, so what really matters to you? Friends, family, pets, your fur babies, your doms, your subs, is that relationship important to you? Because if it is, you'll always find a way to be able to do it. And have that relationship. I look around some people, particularly at the moment, and I'm like, at this point in time, you're worried about that. Like, I've seen some people who for years still continue to obsess about their ex. I'm like going, at this point in time, when there's other concerns going on, just like at the bushfires, you're still spying and harassing your ex. Okay, priorities, I guess, but that's just me. I will go, okay, yeah, you do that and you do your thing, I'll leave you to it, because that's not important to me. What is important to me is this little fella right here. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Getting my garden going. Obviously I need to work on it a bit because I have lots of logs there, but it's happening. I've managed to flatten a bit of my yard, which is good. You should be able to see it over there. Flattened a little bit, so I'm going to be making some little ways of changing my life that'll hopefully be able to integrate back into everyday life when things stop being all panicky and all that sort of stuff, and just sort of start to really chill out and relax a bit more. So I'm definitely using this time and making sure I assess what is important to me. What really matters is community, I guess. Trying to help people in the kink community, which is made more difficult because of all the extended restrictions, and they're getting tighter and tighter because people aren't sort of being practical. And for me, being a kink star, there is to me and my family, there's as I said before, a higher standard of hygiene because of the people we come in contact with, because of what we do, because I'm blood bonded to people, and I care about their health and the fact that they can live a whole and happy life, which includes going to work and being useful people to the community. So yeah, keep an eye on that, but that doesn't mean that I can't see my family. That doesn't mean that I can't, do my kink. For some, it's more important than ever to be able to have little tendrils still to do with their kink, which I do because I'm on holidays, but I still put on the gas mask, put on my rubber, of course, every day still. That hasn't changed. And just think about things like what can I pay? What were the things that I was stressing about previously in everyday life, and do I really need to stress about them? So what is important to you? And one, my family and friends. Number two, being able to have them close to me, being able to be a bit self-sufficient, hence, my gardening and my plants, which are kind of neglected at the moment, but they're still doing stuff, they're still growing, they're still alive, most of them. And rubber. I'll always have rubber, and my relationships and the people I love. So, what's important to you? What was important beforehand? What do you realize is no longer important? And what do you want to keep going? Like any routines or habits or something that you're picking up now that you want to keep going. And have you thought about ways to integrate that back into your everyday life when things get back on track? And a lot of people say, Australia will never be the same. In some regards, yes. Me, I've long advocated Australia should always have at least basic stuff that they supply, manufacture, grow, produce here. And we should supply our market first and then put any excess overseas. Dust. I've been working with fiberglass again, so it's not good for you. Hurts your throat. But yeah, and I believe we should support our farmers. Now, there's a few trains of thought about farmers and going in the outback. Some of them are caught over the age of 55 and are in the at-risk category. But then there's like, okay, what about people who are out of jobs who are willing to travel out to the farms and work on the farms because they sorely need help? Because at this point in time, they're getting some more business and they're getting encouraged to grow more, but there still is only so much money for them to get access to immediately now, so they can't afford to, some of them can't afford to invest a lot in big technology that they need to take up the slack of there not being enough workers. So I don't know, it depends on practicalities. Some people are talking about, should people go to their holiday home in rural Australia? I'm like, well, if they can afford to have a holiday home in rural Australia, I don't think that they really need to worry all that much because they obviously have means. I think if people want to make it a positive change, and help the rural communities, they should probably get a health check first, but I don't know how they're going to police that. I don't know. There are a lot of things going in my mind because there's some people that saying people shouldn't go to the outback and, we need our food, and I agree, we do need our food, we do need those farmers happy and healthy, but they also need help, so it's a conundrum. But anyway, what's important to you? Think about that. Think about what's important beforehand, what you realize is no longer that important now, and ways that you could probably, if you've made allowances for that, to bring more of the things that you realize are now more important into your life, how are you going to keep that, moving onwards? Okay? Anyway, time for me to go and get busy creating things. Okay. Love you guys. Stay calm and wear rubber.